Hello! Hope that you're all treating yourselves well, and for today's video, I kind of wanted to expand on an older video of mine having to do with 5 tips that I wanted to share for staying positive, and I kind of want to expand on it a little bit. I started streaming on Twitch back in February earlier this year, and I realized that it's been a great thing for my mental health. There's a lot of community, and it's great to be able to meet other people that share your interests, like just general life interests or video games that you really like playing. Streaming can definitely get difficult at times, and that's completely okay. But if you're dealing with things like anxiety and depression, sometimes that can just make that road a lot harder, and sometimes it makes it harder to be able to see something that's positive. So today I wanted to share some tips and tricks that I've been using myself, as well as just kind of things that I've been working on myself. No one's perfect, and that's okay. As long as you still keep trying, I feel like putting in that effort is the best thing that you can do. And then when you see results from that, that feels even better afterwards. I'm little one you are, I'm facing my fears in horror games, and I also try to look for at least one positive thing in each day. So let's talk about some positive stuff. Alright, so my first tip, and I feel like it's the most important one to remember, is to treat yourself fairly. It seems like a simple concept, but sometimes it can be very difficult. I myself have a really hard time with this, but I've been working at getting better at it, and I feel like just being able to make that effort is a good thing to just notice and kind of feed off of that a little bit. It's important to be able to set limits for yourself, and it doesn't have to be like, hey, you can't do any of this for this amount of time. Basically, it's just important to realize when you need to give yourself a break, and to not give yourself a hard time for giving yourself a break, because you're allowed to take care of yourself. Should do it. Or you should do it. I'm not telling you what to do. Please take care of yourself. Next is to just remember to give yourself some credit. Sometimes it can be really hard to see improvements, or you want to see a bigger improvement than what you've actually done. And in those instances, I feel like it's good to be able to see just like the small changes. Say you started getting up on time when your alarm goes off and you never used to, or you are sticking to your streaming schedule like you said you would, or you are finally going to get to that to-do list that you have been meaning to do for a whole month, and you're gonna do it. I feel like noticing those just small changes it's good, and it's motivation to help you keep going, because you're able to see that, hey, I did this thing. If I keep going, it's just gonna keep getting better. So, now when you give yourself a pat on the back. I did good. I did it. Go me. Alright, this next one might not apply to everybody, but I feel like it's important to mention anyway. That's just play some video games. Like, if you stream video games, maybe just try to find a video game just for like yourself, and kind of give yourself me time, time for yourself. Yes, that. There's a lot of research that just shows a kind of just a general connection between mental health and video games, and it's pretty positive and it's pretty cool from what I've read. I'm gonna be going into a different series about that, so stay tuned for that. Alright, this next one is acknowledging when shit sucks, but knowing it's not gonna last forever. I myself have been working on this one a lot, and it's okay to have a day. It's okay to have a really bad day. It's okay for things to suck. But I feel like it's important to acknowledge that, hey, okay, this sucks. This is not great. I don't like this. But it's not gonna last forever, and I can choose how I react to it. Myself, for example, I kind of let myself get worked up over things, and sometimes it gets to the point where I almost have a panic attack. Thanks, anxiety. But I've learned over time how to just acknowledge when that's happening and be like, alright, this didn't work last time I did it. What am I gonna do this time to make this better? Alright, so this last one is one I mentioned in my previous video, and I still stand by it. And it's looking for a positive kernel in each day. Like, there's a lot of stuff that happens in your day, and sometimes it can pile up and it can just feel like you are being weighed down by all the terrible things that are happening and you just have no idea what to do. But it's important, I feel like, to just remember just positive things, even if they're small, and even if it's just one thing. So like I mentioned earlier, like getting up when your alarm goes off, that can be hard for a lot of people. Or getting your to-do list done, that can be really hard for some people. Me, I'm really bad at that. But basically, things are allowed to suck. You don't have to be happy all the time to be positive, but it's important to be able to see those little positives. All right, so those were just some of my kind of self-care tips that I have learned myself just from streaming, and I kind of feel like it just applies to everyday life too. But yeah, are there any self-care tips that you use yourself? Go ahead and leave them down in the comments below, and I might do a commenters edition of this video in the future. That'd be cool. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me while I shared some self-care tips that I've just learned myself as a streamer, and hopefully some of these might help you as well. If you want to talk about positivity, mental health, or just video games in general, because I like playing horror games, be sure to check out my Twitch channel. Link is down in the description below. I stream on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. I had a brain fart there and I forgot for a second. Hope to see you there. Hope you're all treating yourselves well, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye! Right direction, but I probably won't. Oh, I think I passed a door. Oh my god. I don't know what was happening.